Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It's Off the Wall Prepper. So, our military looks like they're in serious, serious trouble. It is September 18th. It's about 12 noon here in the United States Central Time. So, folks, I wanted to bring up some broadcasts to you. I'm going to be bringing out the news a lot more with keeping us in the now because there's a lot of things going on. The thing that I want to talk about right now is, well, we have a few things to talk about. First, I want to give you a quick briefing on our military and what's going on around the world. September 18th, according to Taiwan's Ministry of Defense, 103 Chinese military aircraft and 9 PLA Navy plan vessels were spotted around Taiwan on September 18th, 2023, setting a new single day record for military aircraft spotted around the island, folks. Now, also, the IAEA. Iran has removed a third of the inspectors designated for Iran. Spokesman for the Iranian Foreign Minister Nassar Kanami claimed that the United States, Great Britain, Germany, and France politicized the IAEA Board of Governors for their own interest. The Department of Defense is exercising option on second micronuclear reactor design. A micronuclear reactor can be made small and portable. It's self-adjusting and would be able to be transported by land, sea, or by air. This should be a little of a concern to all of us. Russian aircraft and Chinese naval forces navigating around Japanese islands. Japan reports Russian Islam 1120 I-120 aircraft and Chinese naval forces are navigating more and more around the Japanese islands. September 16th, Chinese military aircraft and PLAN vessels were spotted around Taiwan. The number of planned vessels spotted today is higher than normal. Military aircraft are slightly higher than normal. 46 illegal aliens determined to be a threat to national security were removed by enforcement and removal operations, the ERO reports. Just to give you a quick update, on what's going around the world. Now, our main concern and our main topic tonight, this afternoon, excuse me, is that the NATO admiral warns of ammunition shortages. With Ukraine consuming massive, massive quantities of ammo, Western militaries are struggling to afford what's on the market. Now, this is a dang shame. Our military is really falling apart, ladies and gentlemen. I never ever imagined the United States would be in the type of situation that we're in. The United States military has always been a leading force. People are actually shook when they thought about the United States military coming in to do anything. And now we have rising ammunition prices. That means the West is spending more money on defense, but ending up with less in stockpiles. NATO Military Committee Chair Admiral Rob Bauer warned on Saturday NATO officials have previously warned that the Ukrainian military is using more ammo than the West can even produce. Prices for equipment and ammunition are skyrocketing as we're seeing hyperinflation here in the States for many, many items. But this is my concern, folks. If we can't keep up on production and we're giving away so many munitions to the Ukrainian military, where does that leave the United States? I would say it leaves us open for a major catastrophe. It makes us very weak in the eyes of the world. And Bauer said after a meeting of NATO defenses chiefs in Norway, he said, right now we're paying more and more for exactly the same. That means that we cannot make sure that the increased defense spending actually leads to more security, he added. The price increase has been driven up by the Ukrainian military consumption of artillery shells, particularly 155 millimeter rounds for its Western provided guns. We're providing them everything. And then on top of it, Zelensky's supposed to be coming and they're supposed to have a great, well, maybe it's just another handout. Welcome to Washington, D.C. to get you a little bit more money, Zelensky. I wish we could just line up at D.C. That would be a great day, wouldn't it? We got the illegals getting 383 or $63 a day. Zelensky coming over with his handout, and every time he turns around, he gets millions and millions of dollars, and he gets the top of the line munitions from the United States. Boy, if we could have something like that, it would be a great world. Give me a handout today. No, I won't take your handout. Y'all can stick it up your well. Anyway, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg warned in February that Kyiv was burning through the ammunition faster than the West could replace it. Let them replace their own ammunition. Let them take care of their war. Let them take care of their bullshit. Why does the United States have to step in and to provide everything for Ukraine while Ukraine and Russia have a heyday? And half or more of the munitions that have been sent to Ukraine cannot even be accounted for. What is the problem here, folks? The Ukrainian commanders emphasize additional training on maneuver in order to preserve their dwindling 155 millimeter stocks. It is unclear how many of these shells Ukraine has fired per day. That's right, they're having a blast, just throwing them away, shooting at whatever, since its counteroffensive against Russian forces began in June. But Reuters put the figure at 10,000, while other media outlets have suggested anywhere between 3 and 8,000. Okay, that's a big gap, 3 to 10,000. I guess that's kind of like the accounting error they had when they realized that they had accidentally given Zelensky and Ukraine millions and millions of dollars more than we even could account for. I wish I could make a mistake of 1 million, 2 million. Oh no, it was 323 million. That's right. And then by the next morning, when we looked at it again, it was over $600 million. Sounds like a snake in the grass. Bauer said that the ammunition shortage has not been responsible for the glacial pace of the counteroffensive. Instead, he highlighted the density of Russian laid minefields as the top threat faced by Ukraine soldiers. In order to resolve the ammo shortage, Bauer called on the private sector to step up production. He said long term stability needs to prevail over short term profits. I, really, as we have seen in Ukraine, war is a whole different society event. As NATO continues funneling tens of billions of dollars worth of weapons and ammunition into Ukraine since last February, Western leaders imposed draconian sanctions on Russia in a bid to cripple its defense industry. These efforts have not worked as intended. The U.S. officials reportedly concede that Russia is now producing more missiles and munitions than ever before. I guess that didn't stop them, did it? I guess not. Oh, and now Zelensky is issuing warnings to the EU states. This is getting so heated up, folks. Excuse me. When will the last straw that's the camel's back, as the old saying goes, when will this happen? The Ukrainian leader says he intends to make sure that European unity works. He looks like he's hard at work with his t-shirt and his boxers on. Did I say he had his t-shirt and his boxers on? Well, he sure doesn't look like a president to me. On Friday, the European Commission opted not to extend a ban on deliveries of Ukraine wheat, maize, rapeseed, and sunflower seeds to Poland, Hungary, and Romania, Bulgaria, and Slovakia. The curbs, which were introduced in May, expired on September 15th. While the Bulgarian authorities supported the move, the other four EU member states said they would now introduce restrictions at national level due to the need to protect their agriculture industries. Zelensky wrote on Telegram that he had talked to European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen on the phone, telling her that he was deeply grateful for her keeping her word and maintaining the rules of the free market. The decision by Brussels not to expend the ban is an example of true unity and trust between Ukraine and the EU. Europe always wins when the rules work and the treaties are fulfilled, Zelensky said. If Poland, Hungary, Romania, or Slovakia make decisions that violate EU law, Ukraine will respond in a civilized way, Zelensky warned, without specifying the countermeasures to which Kyiv may resort to protect its interest. After learning about the ruling by the European Commission on Friday, Polish Prime Minister Morawiecki said Warsaw would extend the ban on Ukrainian grain. We won't listen to Berlin because it's in the interest of the Polish farmers. Folks, we are seeing more and more of this happen on a daily basis around the world. I think that what happened is that somebody is going to end up being pushed corner. And when that corner comes, folks, that is when we're going to see all hell break loose. Now, let's take a look here this afternoon at the live map and let's just see what is really occurring over there in wonderful Ukraine and Russia. We have a lot going on today. They're very busy at work or at destruction. They have really popped things up and done a real great number. As you can see by the map here, they are moving to the southeast. And as they move to the southeast, folks, let me pull this up for you to see it. They're moving to the southeast. And we have seen this and been watching this for over 2 years now. And I think the thing that we need to realize is that this seems that it is just like kind of a stalemate. And you can see there, we have the drones flying, drone movement toward Kropyvnytsk and Pervisk. Lots of drone movement. Down here to the south, a drone hit a building, causing a fire. We head on over here. There's explosions were reported in the Tomahawk region. And then as long right here along the border, you can see that it is just Russian aviation conducted airstrikes in Herky, Pavleka, Pavka of the Sumy region. And these airstrikes are getting more and more. The General Staff of Armed Forces of Ukraine said in a morning report that it is intensifying. And you can see there by the red lines what's happening. We also have the situation down here. Well, right up here, Ukrainian air defense shot down 18 of 24 Shahed drones and 17 of 17 KH-101 cruise missiles. So they are having a lot of fun over there. Just it's really intensifying. Honestly, we have watched this war situation move from one end up to the other. And as we watch it escalate, I believe that what we're going to start seeing is more and more action headed toward this far southeast area. Because you can see here, it's starting to spread out. And then over here, it seems like poor Poland, they always get stuck in the middle of all this chaos and nonsense. My heart kind of goes out to them about everything that's happening. But you can see there as we pull back, they are staying over here more to the east. But we also have the situation right here as Russian bombers launch cruise missiles from Caspian Sea regions toward Ukraine, and then we have another situation over here right there, explosions, more explosions that were reported. But see, poor Poland is kind of stuck in the middle. Poland is like right there, and we do have some situations up in this area of the Rupisk, and we also have the other situations that are escalating. There's a staff member at a hotel which is located on the coast of Derkis has published alleged photos of the drones that have been crashed. We also have this situation here that there's damage in the Kemskish region after overnight missile attack. So there's a lot of debris and a lot of situations going on. We have 4 persons wounded as a drone was dropped explosives near the bus station in Barsov. And then Ukrainian air defense did shoot down all those drones. It is confirmed about 5 hours ago. So we can take a look at some of this, but I think that the really important thing is to realize that these drones are really causing a lot of havoc. There was a drone that hit a building in Shenegavek. It was caused a huge fire. We also have an air defense that was active against cruise missiles, and that would be right here where my cursor's at, right here. And you can see that right there. And so I think that as we see these things escalate, we are going to see the lines being crossed and the buttons being pushed. My big thing is also in China and down into Taiwan. Let's take a look at the U.S. crime map this morning. Excuse me, this afternoon. It's this morning for me, but you can see we have a lot of escalations of the crime map. 70 LAPD, 77 units, shots fired, Manchester Avenue and Danker. Officers are responding to reports of 2 to 3 gunshots heard and a possible car crash. Now, I want you to understand, folks, that the things that we're seeing in the United States are just an escalation of hyperinflation, of people losing their jobs and their livelihood. And I believe as we watch this map, as the next year progresses, we are going to see this map probably 2 to 3 times as full as it is right now because of the crime waves going across the United States. We also, over here in Arkansas, there was a 3 vehicle crash. Down here, 2 people were injured in our early morning shooting along Airline Highway. down there in the Louisiana area. Now, don't think that your state is untouched. We have a teen in critical condition after being shot multiple times in Atlanta, and in South Carolina, shots investigation is going on. As we travel down here into Florida, we have a 14-year-old boy killed. His mother shot her boyfriend and actually, oh, hold on, excuse me. A 14-year-old boy killed his mother and shot her boyfriend down there in Florida. So that's troubling. That's troubling. That is terrible to hear, honestly. And we have in the El Paso Police Department responded to a shooting around 1 a.m. in El Paso, Texas. We also have a death here, a man hospitalized after being stabbed in Scottsdale, Arizona at a convenience store. Folks, you can see a gang member arrested after overnight shooting in Salt Lake City parking lot. Let's go on over here to the East Coast just so you don't feel left out. Fatal shooting. Prince William County Police arrested Malcolm Montz, 25, of Woodbridge, after investigators said he got into an argument with a neighbor and fatally shot him. And you can see, folks, that the escalation of the crime is getting to the point that each and every day that we open this map, that it gets worse and worse and worse. And honestly, I think that over the next 3 to 6 months, we are going to see this map where all you see is blue across the United States. More and more people are losing their jobs. The United States is in a dire situation as hyperinflation, homelessness, and drugs enter from the southern border. We have the drug cartel that we know that is entering from the southern border, and we have so many homeless across the United States. I hope that if you have the capabilities, if you really have the capabilities to help out, that you'll give somebody a hand, a friend, a neighbor, an elder, a disabled, because it's going to take all of us standing shoulder to shoulder to make a difference here in the United States. As the United States crumbles, we all are going to get shaken. Maybe some of us will have financial crisis, maybe some of us will have health issues. But what I want to say, folks, is united we stand, or divided we fall. And it's up to each and every one of us to make a difference. It's all about community. And as we see things go sideways here in the United States and around the world, the only thing we got is us. I hope that you stand for humanity. I hope that you give someone a helping hand, be it if it's a sandwich or a dollar, be it if it's an old jacket of yours that someone needs clothing. Remember, folks, we're all we got. And without standing strong and helping each other, we will fall. I want to say God bless you from here in our little cabin in the Ozarks to wherever you're at. I want to say do the dang thing on a daily basis and never give up or give in, because it's going to take all of us to move mountains. God bless you. Keep your head on a swivel and always keep your boots on the ground. Until I see you again, my friends, I hope that you're doing the dang thing and fill in the blanks while you can before 2024 is upon us, and who knows what they have in store. God bless, and God bless America.